Hey cats and welcome to Cat Cars. The first Nintendo console I ever had was the Wii, and the two games that got me into Nintendo was Mario Kart Wii and Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And although I've done a lot of videos on Mario Kart Wii, I've never done a video on Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That is probably because, although the single player mode is amazing, the multiplayer mode is probably the worst we've had since Smash 64. This is obviously because Sakurai wanted to make the game more casual. However, today we're going to break that trend and do a top 10 on Smash Bros. Brawl. Because of how casual Brawl is supposed to be, a lot of the stages are aimed towards a casual audience. And although this made some of the best stages in the entire series, there were a lot of stages that really suck. And even the most casual Smash players that just spam Kirby's down special won't even find these stages fun. Today we're going to look at the top 10 worst stages in Smash Bros. Brawl and find out what the worst stage is. So let's get started. Flat Zone 2 is a sequel to Flat Zone from Super Smash Bros. Melee. The big difference this time is that the Game Watch will switch between different games. And that's cool and all, and that's not my problem. My problem with the stages are blast zones. They're tiny. Okay, I suck at Smash and don't actually care about blast zones, but this stage has the worst blast zones out of any stage. If you've ever played Brawl's All-Star mode, you'll know that the first battle was always against Mr. Game & Watch on Flat Zone. And I usually can 0 to death that Game & Watch in like 5 milliseconds because of the blast zones. On a stage like Ghana Plains in Ultimate, you get KO'd when you walk off the console. Yeah, Mario doesn't come out of the console if you walk off the stage in Ghana Plains, and it's sad. But in Flat Zone, you get KO'd when you walk off the Game & Watch. I mean, seriously, who actually wants to play on this stage? There's like a billion better stages to play on. I mean, it's not a horrible stage, but it's just not that fun. It's way easy to get KOs on. But I wish I could say the other stages are absolutely horrible on this list. Can you believe that some people say that Icicle Mountain is better than Rumble Falls? I mean, both stages suck, but at least Rumble Falls has charm. But charm sadly doesn't make a stage good, as we can see with Rumble Falls. The problem with Rumble Falls is that it's a vertical scrolling stage, which is even worse than a horizontal scrolling stage. The screen sometimes scrolls up so fast that it's impossible to keep up. It's better than the screen scrolling in Icicle Mountain, but that's not saying much. However, unlike Icicle Mountain, there's a lot of obstacles on this course. The biggest one is at the start, with this insta-death spike. I mean, it is theoretically possible to not get KO'd when you hit the spike, but it's incredibly hard not to. Like, why is it there in the first place? Other obstacles that this map has is moving platforms and buttons that change the terrain. Although not very much, it's mainly just opening platforms that you could already fall through, so they really don't do anything, it's just there to distract you. There's also spikes that don't insta-death you because they're not in the correct spot to do that. With all that said, this is a very beautiful course, especially for Brawl standards. Also, once it's not an Ultimate, it feels like a new and refreshing course to play once I don't play Brawl that much. But let's see what's worse than Rumble Falls. Last year, I got to play Mother 3, and although it's really difficult, it might just be my favorite RPG ever. That just makes it even worse when Super Smash Bros. Brawl makes one of the worst stages after it. New Pork City. I mean, it also sucks that Nintendo hasn't translated it, but this video's on Brawl and not Nintendo as a whole. So basically, this map is giant. So we'll split it up into 3 sections. Starting off with the top left, what is the stage design? We have platforms that go up? Like, what? You could make this a stage builder. I mean, it's relatively fun to fight on it, but it makes no sense. It just makes the stage look ugly. And then we've got the pirate ship ride. Like, it's probably the best part of this stage, but it doesn't make much sense. I haven't got up to this point in Mother 3, so I have no idea what the reference is. And then on the top right, we just have some platforms in no particular order. I mean, it's not bad to fight on, but what's the point of it? By far the most playable part of this stage is the bottom, but even then the ground can break. So yeah, this stage isn't fun. I haven't even discussed the ultimate chihuahua. I mean, that's probably not what it's called, and that's probably a name of some TikTok dog, but still. So the ultimate chihuahua, or whatever it's called, can kill you at 0%. Like, it's one hit KO if you get hit by this, so that's fun. This is a temple clone, but the difference between temple and Newport City is at least with temple there's some consistency with it. The platforms make sense, but with Newport City, you could literally make it in stage builder. I mean, seriously, what were they thinking when they designed this course? Everybody loves to hate on Norfair, and you know what? It's not that bad of a stage. I mean, yes, there's a lot of annoying stage gimmicks. At least it's fun if you're playing the game casually, which is more than I can say for Figure Gate Orphean. It's actually probably not how you pronounce it, but who cares? Gimmick of this stage is that it will randomly flip upside down. This gimmick is not fun, it's actually extremely annoying. I mean, I guess some people might find it fun, but I never have. Another thing I dislike about this stage is the stage layout. I mean, it's not horrible, it's just bland and forgettable. Actually, you know what? This stage is forgettable. It's one of the least memorable stages in Ultimate. I mean, I guess it might be memorable for some people, but I usually forget about it. Final thing I will say about this stage, and it's probably one of the reasons why it's on this list, is the mutant crab thing in the background. This was my first Smash Bros. Game I played, and this crab has scarred me for life. I'm not even sure what it is, but I've got to call it a crab because why not? But hey, I'm over that now. Well, actually, I played Metroid Prime for the first time last year, and I got up to the final boss in the first level, which is this crab thing, and then died multiple times and haven't played the game since. So maybe I'm not. I honestly don't even like first-person shooters. I must be the only kid in the 21st century who doesn't like gun games. But hey, Nintendo is the best company ever, changed my mind. You know what? I really like Mutant City from Smash Bros. Melee. It strikes a really good balance between casual and competitive gameplay, which not many stages manage to do. So it kills me that Nintendo didn't bring that stage back to Smash Bros. Ultimate. No, instead we get Brawl's Port Town Arrow Dive instead, one of the worst stages ever. This marks a stage in the list where the stages go to okay to absolutely unplayable. See, with Mutant City and Melee, you don't feel like you're in the air for too long or in the road for too long. They got the timing perfect. But with Port Town Arrow Dive, you're on the road for most of the race. And that gets really annoying, because for some reason, the cars do even more damage in Brawl than in Melee. Only that, but the cars go fast as well. And the stage layout of the platforms on the road are so bad. They go from okay to completely unplayable. In fact, I'm pretty sure there are parts with no platforms and you just left to jump over the hundreds of moving cars. Like, who designed this? Track is just way more complicated than Mutant City. Usually in Mutant City, when you fall off the platform, you'll get knocked off the road and go back up. But the platform moves so fast, and the terrain is constantly changing. So maybe sometimes you'll take a lot of damage by getting hit on the road, other times you just fall down a pit. If there's one thing for sure, Captain Falcon shouldn't be saying show me your moves after this stage because he doesn't want to see my stage builder skills, because I can easily make a better stage than this. It's cool that Snake made into Brawl as the first third-party character, but why did he have to bring such a bad stage with him? Although Shadow Moses Island is probably one of the coolest looking stages in the game, it is not playable at all. The gimmick of this stage is that there's breakable walls on both sides of the stage. But what's behind those walls? The blast zones, of course, which means you spend half the match just breaking the wall so you can get a kill on your opponent. I mean, don't you just love those Smash Bros stages like Icicle Mountain and Wily Castle that distract you from KOing your opponent so you can try and survive in these stages? Oh yeah, I just love those stages where you have to meet a criteria so you can just kill your opponent and play Smash Bros normally. And to make matters even worse, most of the gameplay is on the top portion of the stage, and if you break one of the walls on the top portion, then it will only break the top part of the wall, which means you can't get KOs at the bottom. And yet, technically you can break the walls while playing the game normally, but it's not very fun, and they're really distracting. I mean, you can do Snake's codec calls on this stage, which is a cool Easter egg. Well, that's like saying that Palutena's Temple is a good state because you can do those Palutena's guided things. Well, actually, I did say that, but these things are less cool than Palutena's guidance. So yeah, this is a bad stage. Maybe I'm just still scarred from seeing Snake's Gun Final Smash in Classic mode. Oh, here's a gamer tip for all those noobs out there. Drop out of school and just play GTA and Call of Duty so you don't turn out like I did. Oh no, now we're getting into the stages for my top 10 worst Smash Ultimate stages list. Ultimate has over 100 stages, and sadly 4 of the Brawl stages made it onto that list. Starting off, we have Mushroomy Kingdom. Yep, we have so many Mushroom Kingdom levels like Mushroom Kingdom, Mushroom Kingdom, Mushroom Kingdom 2, Mushroom Kingdom U, but Mushroomy Kingdom is by far the worst version. This stage has a lot of problems, but I honestly don't care about a lot of them. Yeah, I don't care that it's a walker stage or that it's an auto-scroller. I just care that this is a Mario. What did you do to the background? What, did a nuclear bomb go off in 1-1? Oh, and yeah, in case you weren't aware, this is 1-1, but you can't tell because it's in a desert. And 1-1 in the 80s was not in a desert, it was in a nice Mushroom Kingdom, I guess. And considering 1-1 is the first Mario level ever, I would imagine it would be close to Peach's Castle. So wouldn't that mean Peach's Castle would have also exploded? Like, what's going on? Think about it, this is probably the most edgy Mario thing ever. Seriously, Nintendo, this is Mario, not Sonic. Leave the edgy stuff out of this. I mean, you do have Sonic and Brawl and Green Hill Zone. Wait, why does Green Hill Zone look normal? What? Like, Sonic's is supposed to be cool and edgy Mario. Why does he get the childish course? Like, because Sega keeps including it in every Sonic game? Is that why Nintendo needed Super Mario Maker to get their fans to recreate 1-1 a billion times? Even if that was the case, why do we have nuclear bomb explosion version of 1-1 and Ultimate when Super Mario Maker was already out? What? Like, what, Nintendo? None of this makes any sense. What I kind of like about this stage is that you can also play 1-2 from Super Mario Bros. To discuss with the Rumble Full section, all the stages that aren't in Ultimate feel new and refreshing to play, and you can't actually play 1-2 on Ultimate for some weird reason. This feels like a good change of pace. Actually, this stage is even more unplayable than 1-1. To think Golden playing the Smash Bros 3DS looks fine. Like, come on Nintendo, nobody wanted this. Now we have the weirdest stage on this list, Electroplankton. Usually, a stage in Smash Bros is from a recognizable series, but Electroplankton is from a music game on the DS that nobody's heard of. And even though it's called Electroplankton, and the game it's from is about music, it still doesn't sound as good as Electrodrome from Mario Kart 8. But anyway, this is a really weird stage. I mean, where do you even start with that? For one, the water at the bottom, you can't even swim it for some dumb reason. And then, there's the platform layout. Like, what is this? Platform layout. Like, you can't just put 6 leaves on the screen, put them in random orders, and then call it a day. That's not how you make a stage. And then for some reason, there's just one leaf sticking out of the water for no reason. Like, this stage is so weird. I mean, Melee may have got people to play Fire Emblem, and Wii U might have gotten people to play the Xenoblade, but I don't think Brawl got anybody to play whatever game Electroplankton's from. I don't even know the name. Just gone from unplayable stages to torturous stages was Mario Bros. So unlike Mushroomy Kingdom, the problem with Mario Bros is that it takes too much from the original source. It is literally just Mario Bros, and that's not a good thing. So how 10 quadrillion years ago we talked about Flat Zone? Well, this has the same problem as Flat Zone, that its blast zones are way too small. Trust me, you won't be getting any 0 to deaths on this map, because this is just one of the worst designed maps ever. Everything is way too small, and to add to that, there's a bunch of stage hazards that are extremely annoying. Just like with original Mario Bros, Koopas and Crabs will come out of the pie, and if you get hit by one, you'll get like a quadrillion% damage. But the Crabs and Koopas will do even more damage. If your opponent throws it at you, it would like do 100% or something ridiculous. Despite that, I sometimes wonder why this stage isn't legal in competitive Smash. I mean, it's not like competitive players don't have experience by getting hit by crabs.
Take that. Of course, gotta give it up for Mango.
The 3-0?
Some shades of the Mango of old, but Hungry Box is the champion.
What is that?
Once again.
What is that? What is he holding?
I'm not sure what that is in his hand.
What is that? What is he holding? Is that crab?
Oh, he's saying someone threw that at him?
Very relatable. Out of every stage in the entire Super Smash Bros. Series, there's only 3 stages that I consider bad. Pac-Land, Great Cave of Offense, and of course, 75 meters. Everything about this stage just sucks. This stage doesn't bring any unique problems to this video. It just has the most problems out of any stage in this game. This stage is way too big, it just has platforms scattered everywhere. There's also walk-offs and a stage hazard. And this might be fine if it had a floor, but it doesn't, and it just sucks so much. I don't know a single person that likes 75 meters. Despite that, this stage has appeared in every single Smash Bros. Game since Brawl, outside of Smash 3DS. I mean, why? In Ultimate, we don't have stages like Pikachu Chat, Cat Maids, Rainbow Road, but we have 75 meters. Are you actually kidding me? That's like, you know all the leaks we've got for the next wave of DLC and Mario Kart 8? Imagine if all those predictions were right, except for 3DS Banker Road. And instead, we get Sinest Ghost Valley 2. That is literally what's going on with 75 meters. It's not a good map, and it should have died in Brawl. It shouldn't have even gone into Brawl. This stage sucks. And I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's move on to the end screen. Well, anyway, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you hate 75M, hit that bell for notifications. No, you have to hit that bell for notifications, but anyway, if you do that, then you'll get notified when I release my top 10 favorite Mario Kart characters, which should be releasing in a few weeks. Preferably next week, but that'll probably not happen. Anyway, remember to click the stuff on screen because they're really good videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!